Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here today. Welcome. If you are new here, welcome to the community. Make sure that you click down below and hit that subscribe button and join us to make sure that you are updated on all the new videos and content that is coming out here. If you are returning, yay, I'm so happy that you're back and that you are here for another video. Today we are talking about really how to follow your intuition, how to tap into that space within you. And we're going to do a guided meditation. That's going to be the purpose of this video. It's a technique video. These technique videos are implementation videos, which means that I'm giving you tools and techniques to actually put these things that we're talking about here, the content, into legitimate practice, things that are actionable, things that feel accessible, right? So before we dive into that, make sure you scroll down to the description. There are tons of free gifts for you down there to really get you going. Again, implementational tools to get you going on this journey of really creating your work-life balance, learning how to tap into living and working in flow, and stepping away from that overworking, that burnout, that constant stress that we are constantly living in, that we've been taught is what we need to do to be successful, because it's not. And you can also look in the description to see what the options are. If you want to work with me one-on-one or in a group setting, you can go check all of those out down there as well. So I really want to dive into this and make this a very short and sweet video that you can keep coming back to really tap into that center, that place within yourself where you are connected to your intuition. Why do you want to be connected to your intuition? Let's talk about that briefly. In the way that we've been taught to show up and live and work, we have been geared in a very logical direction. This is the masculine way of showing up. And there's inherently nothing wrong with the masculine. We need the masculine, but we also need the feminine. And for the last 100 years and more, actually, the feminine has been taught to be disregarded, that it's not as valuable, and that it's actually bad if we're showing up in those qualities. I'm going to link a video here about how the feminine actually needs to come first in order for the masculine to flourish, because it really is a great perspective shift to understand why this is so important in the way that you're showing up and in the way that you're working. So because intuition is feminine, we have been taught to go that logical route. And that intuition is, it's nice if you're like feeling into maybe a relationship and it's like, what is your gut telling you? But as soon as it comes to work and success, forget it. Intuition and the intuitive side of things are really largely disregarded and also rejected. So if you're watching this video and you're like, how am I going to like run my business or do well at my job based on my intuition? Like that seems like a bunch of woo-woo. I invite you to stay really open and acknowledge the resistance that's coming up and know that that's so normal and so okay, because it is simply based on the way that we've been conditioned to reject that, okay? So when you show up from a place of intuition, it means that you're automatically coming into alignment with what you're wanting to create in your life. So you're showing up and you're saying, this feels really good. I'm really excited about being able to work on this project, or this is a really interesting direction here. Or what if I, took this action or talked to this person, as opposed to coming at it from a masculine energy of logic and force, inevitably, where you are saying, I have to do this and I need to send out this email and I need to make this good enough so that this and this and this happens. And you're creating a plan and an expectation and an attachment to a particular outcome in your mind, which is disconnecting you to your intuition. And you are basing a lot of the actions then off of what are the external expectations, or what have other people told me I need to do in order to make this happen. And it's all very strategy based, which again, we need that strategy, but only when it first comes from that intuitive tapped in place, okay? If you want more information on this, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to dive into this in so much more depth, and I'm sure I will be putting out many, many more videos that dive into this as well. Okay, so let's tap into that intuition, and I'm gonna guide you through this meditation now to really support you in identifying what that actually means in your body, because if we've been taught to reject it, it's going to be hard for us to know what it actually feels like in the first place, right? So I'm going to invite you now to get comfortable wherever you're sitting. Notice where you're sitting. Make sure that you're in a safe environment where you can relax for a minute. And when you feel ready, close down your eyes If that in itself feels uncomfortable for you, just find a place where you can gaze somewhere in front of you where you can kind of like let your eyes drop away. You're not focusing on anything. You're just looking out into the distance, okay? And so with your eyes closed, take a really deep breath in and just notice the air rushing through your body. Notice how it feels to breathe in deeply. And notice as you exhale, whether or not your breath has been shallow today. If this is the first deep, deep breath you've been taking into your body. And just take 3 more deep breaths right now. Really kind of exaggerating it in a way that still feels good, feeling the air fill up in your chest, in your stomach, in your diaphragm as it expands, and then exhaling. And if it feels good, sigh it out. Make some noise as you exhale. Just releasing in this moment. Okay. And just allow your breath to come back to a normal inhale and exhale. Not forcing anything, just letting it be the way that it is. And I want to invite you to bring your focus from your mind, this upper level space where all the thoughts are constantly rushing, all the expectations, all the directions, all the things that you think you need to do. And on your next deep breath in, bring your attention from that mind-centered space down into your heart. Just feel into your heart space right now. What does it feel like to bring your focus here? Just noticing that space in your body. And on your next breath in, I want you to bring it 1 level down into your solar plexus, into that gut area, into your stomach. So just breathing in and sinking down deeper into your stomach. And just noticing what you're feeling in your stomach right now. Noticing what it feels like to know that this is where your gut sits, that this is where you get that clear yes or no direction as to whether or not something feels good to you or not. And maybe say yes to yourself, say yes in your mind, and notice what that feels like in your gut area. And then say no. What does a no feel like? Even just saying the word no. See if you can feel that response in your gut. And then breathe in again and just notice the difference between your heart space and your gut space and how they're working together, and kind of bring your focus to both of them at the same time now, zooming out and having both of them in your focus space. And as you breathe in, notice that there's a point in between both of those spaces, your heart center and your gut center, that connects the two. And maybe you can feel that space specifically. Maybe you see a little white light shining out of that space in your inner mind, in your mind's eye. Maybe there's heat building right there. Maybe it's a little bit tingly. And just notice the space that connects your heart center to your gut center. And breathe into that space. That space is the space of your intuition. The intuition is a body feeling. It is an embodiment. You tap into your intuition when you are embodied in your physical being. Your body is giving you signals all the time. It is letting you know when something feels good and when something doesn't feel good. And it lets you know when something is aligned and when something isn't aligned for you. And the practice is knowing that this is the space where you can constantly come to tap into your intuition, to pose the question that you want to ask. Does this feel right? What is the significance of this event, or of this decision, or of this situation? And knowing that this isn't a place of force, this is a place of ease and flow, and that your intuition is constantly giving you guidance. It is constantly speaking to you. And your only job, the only thing that you need to do is get quiet enough to tap into this space in your body to listen, to hear what it has to say to you. When you do that, you are able to open up that channel to get that clear guidance. Your intuition speaks to you through suggestions. It is always going to communicate to you through an energy of ease. It is never going to use words like should or must. It's always going to come through suggestions. What if I did this? How would it feel if I went into this store? Maybe I feel like writing an email. What if I wrote an email to this particular person? And it always gives these little hits of suggestions, but we need to be listening to them. And you get to be tapped into this more and more every single day to effortlessly be receiving this guidance, to effortlessly be receiving the directions and trusting that immediate hit that you get, whether it's a word, a thought, an idea, an image, a vision of something, a person who pops into your head, and knowing that you already have this innate ability within you to follow this guidance and to listen to it and to hear it. It is simply a practice of opening up this channel between your intuition and your actions. And when you take action from this place, from this intuitive place, you are making sure with ease that you are staying in alignment with what your bigger vision and bigger picture is. And the best part is you don't even need to know the bigger picture. So breathe into that place of your intuition and let it go. Let it go. That you don't need to know the how. You don't need to have it all figured out. You simply get to take one step at a time. And knowing that as long as you're taking that step that has been guided by your intuition, it's going to be the right one for you. So take one more deep breath into the sense of trust, into the sense of peace that comes along with being connected to yourself at this level, being embodied, being in your body so that you can feel your intuition guiding you, and knowing that all is well, that you already have this innate ability. You don't need to try. You just get to practice connecting to it deeper. And you can take one more deep breath in and open your eyes when you are ready. And take a deep breath, just taking in the space, taking in how you feel in your body now that you have this connection, that you feel this deeper sense of trust with yourself. And that's essentially what happens when you are connected to yourself at this level, when you're being guided, when you're allowing yourself to be guided by your intuition. You cultivate a deeper sense of trust within yourself, to take action on the things that are important to you, to take the leaps on the things that feel scary, and to trust that, once again, you don't need to know the big picture. As soon as we try and get into that space, we're tapping back into that masculine and we're trying to force and control things. And that is not how we tap into flow. I would love to hear how this meditation felt for you, what kind of insights or aha moments you had. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.